Did you know that Super Saiyan Rage Trunks is actually in the manga? That is correct, and today we're going to be using this information to not only explain what Super Saiyan Rage is, but at the exact same time show some light on how Vegeta became a Super Saiyan God in the first place. This is all canon, all in the manga. Let's go ahead and jump in. But before we do that, I want to know what transformation, what Saiyan form is your favorite. Let me know in the comment section below. And huge shout out to the Black Squad, everybody who is here from day one, liking the video, commenting, and all you new guys, thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. You look exactly the same as you did before. I hope for your sake you've changed something about yourself, Vegeta. You look the same too. A face I want to beat into a bloody pulp. You seem pretty sure of yourself. Did you perhaps discover a new transformation? I wonder. Very well. Enough talk. Let me see just what kind of transformation you think can defeat me. Red hair? Super Saiyan God? What the hell are you doing? I figured it out. In order to defeat you, I need this form. You've gone crazy from despair, Vegeta. This late in the game. What do you expect a lower Super Saiyan form to be able to do? I don't like that smug look. Wipe that smirk off your face, Saiyan. God damn it, I told you to stop. Your speed suddenly skyrocketed. What exactly did you do? Great question. If you're good, little boy, I'll tell you. How are you pulling that kind of power out of that body? How did Vegeta become a Super Saiyan God? Let alone a Super Saiyan Blue? This is the question, because this is how we explain Super Saiyan Rage. Because the entirety of the time that this transformation has been out, that people have seen it since Dragon Ball Super, everybody has been saying the exact same thing. It's a false Super Saiyan Blue, but with no other explanation. We know for a fact that Trunks can't go into Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue, and we know to go into Super Saiyan God, you need the Super Saiyan God ritual, or at least that's what we thought up until this moment in the anime where Goku says that Vegeta did this all on his own, where Vegeta suddenly goes into Super Saiyan Blue without any explanation, completely bypassing Super Saiyan God. He does the same thing in the manga as well, where he faces off against Goku Black. There is no further explanation. He quite literally just goes into Super Saiyan God, and then Goku explains that he's going in and out of the transformation. That's basically it. We don't get any more information than that. So did Vegeta actually do this on his own? Did he do the unspeakable and transform into Super Saiyan God just by his sheer willpower, without any Saiyan ritual whatsoever? Because if he did, this has heavy implications on a lot of different transformations and the Super Saiyan God legend. So I had to go all the way back to the first time we saw Super Saiyan Blue in the manga, and it was at this moment right here. This is right before the Universe 6 arc, and it is said, truth be told, a short while before these events, the almighty and terrifying Emperor Frieza, who had once sent shockwaves through the galaxy, was revived and immediately launched an assault on Earth. But Goku and Vegeta happened upon Beerus and his companions, and through training with Whis were able to progress into a new evolution of power, nearing that of the gods, called Super Saiyan Blue. And with that, they were able to defeat even the revived and enhanced Frieza. So right before Resurrection of F, we get this explanation, because there is a Resurrection F like mini comic that is tied in with the movie. Doesn't explain anything about Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue, kind of just follows the movie. So this is right before that happens, and Vegeta already has Super Saiyan God. And right before this, we get the events of Battle of Gods. And actually right after this moment, Vegeta and Goku had been complaining that the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan name was too long, and so Whis names it Super Saiyan Blue, so there you go. So with this being the first time that we even see Super Saiyan Blue at all, and no explanation of Super Saiyan God, it is safe to say that he got Super Saiyan God well before this, but the only thing that happens before this is Battle of Gods. So what does that mean? Well guys, let me take you to something that isn't the canon to Super, but is its own canon, and it's directly connected to Dragon Ball Super, and that is Dragon Ball Heroes. This scene right here shows us the Super Saiyan God ritual being performed for the second time on Trunks, and we see that Vegeta here is also present. This Vegeta, being the Xeno Vegeta, having all the memories and everything that happened before and transformations, like these are all essential, like if you're in Fortnite snapshots, the multiverse type of characters for Dragon Ball, but they know about Dragon Ball Super. But we see here that the Super Saiyan God ritual is well and good. It's still alive. And since this is the second time we're really seeing it, I may be missing another one, but this is the second time we're really seeing it, and we're not seeing any explanation, and there is no explanation as to how a Saiyan can just magically make themselves Super Saiyan God. I would say that when Goku says this, he's not talking about Super Saiyan God. He's talking about Super Saiyan Blue, which is exactly what we see in this panel, where Goku and Vegeta learned how to fuse Super Saiyan with Super Saiyan God by Whis. Whis is the one that taught them how to do this. So that is what Goku's referencing here. He is referencing that Vegeta actually did it on his own, became Super Saiyan Blue on his own, but that is because he trained to do that with Whis, giving him all the credit. Meaning that there is an unseen moment between Goku, Vegeta, and all the Saiyans that were there during the original Super Saiyan God ritual, where they did the exact same thing to Vegeta, the other Saiyan that wanted to become Super Saiyan God at that time. That's the only way that this makes sense, that they did the ritual right after the events of Battle of Gods for Vegeta to become Super Saiyan God as well, making it 110% clear that you need the ritual to become a full Super Saiyan God 110%. So this completely erases what people have thought up until this point, that Rage is basically a false Super Saiyan Blue. But then what is it? I'm glad you asked that, guys, because after going over the history of Trunks in Dragon Ball Super's manga, I came up with an explanation as to why Trunks is able to go into Super Saiyan Rage and kind of mimic a Super Saiyan Blue aura. When Trunks is introduced again in Dragon Ball Super's manga, he recaps the events of the Buu saga, and he was completely a part of that saga in both the anime and the manga. But in the manga, we get this explanation when Trunks is training with the Kais. Excellent, Trunks. That was incredible swordsmanship. The Supreme Kai put me through rigorous training to prepare for Babidi's arrival. All the credit goes to you, Supreme Kai. Had I been left to my own devices, I'd never have been able to hone my skills to this degree. And to think a human would be the one capable of wielding the Z-Sword, I still can't believe it. Guys, I want to rule out what you guys are all thinking, that all of Trunks' hidden potential was released the same as Gohan's. It was not, because of this scene right here, where the Supreme Kai is about to throw the medal at Trunks, but is stopped by doing so because he has to go and face off against Babidi, which he does. And in this battle against Babidi and Deborah, facing Deborah and basically losing the whole time, he finally ends up pushing himself, his Super Saiyan 2 beyond its limits. And I would explain to you guys here that this is where we differ from what is going on between Gohan and his training with the Supreme Kai and Trunks and his training with the Supreme Kai. Gohan trained with the Supreme Kai, but not that long. Gohan ended up basically getting all his potential released at the exact same time by the Elder Kai, and this was because the Z-Sword broke. Once it broke, it released the Elder Kai, he released all his hidden potential, and this is where we get Ultimate Gohan and Beast Gohan. That is that bridge. What Trunks did was different. Trunks had trained with the Supreme Kai for an undisclosed amount of time, but it seemed like they had trained and they had time to prepare before Babidi came, to the point where Babidi coming was kind of a surprise, as opposed to the anime where Gohan was essentially getting the entirety of the time he was there, he was getting his potential released. This Kai training is what has forced Trunks into becoming a much more powerful Super Saiyan. This is shown not only in his defeat of Deborah, where he completely destroys him after getting upset, getting angry, but also when he ends up facing off against Goku in Super Saiyan 3, he gets upset that he's losing, so he starts charging himself up, where even Vegeta says he hasn't even transformed, but he's powered up nearly the same amount as Kakarot has in Super Saiyan 3, meaning that he is releasing more energy. It's almost the same principle as someone like Broly or Beast Gohan. His rage is letting out all that energy, but it is again tied with the Kai training. We don't know what the Kai training is, but it seems like this is where they diverge. This is what is giving Trunks that edge, where he is so powerful that he in Super Saiyan 2 is as strong as Super Saiyan 3, to the point where Goku has to cheat, go into a god form after Trunks attacks him to be able to knock him out, because that's how much he was about to trump Super Saiyan 3. And I would say that Trunks goes into a more full Super Saiyan rage, and this is probably the equivalent moment to what happened in the anime, is when Zamasu grabs Mai after being Hakkai'd to stop Goku. Then he just kind of throws her away, and he is then charged by Trunks, who he easily swats. Again, Zamasu is a completely different animal here. But then as Zamasu's fusion starts eroding and trying to hold itself together, because he is part mortal and immortal, Trunks comes in and slices him in half, and I would say this is where he is the closest to that Super Saiyan rage that we saw in the anime. This is probably the closest version of that we saw. And I would say that if the Kais themselves have this divine power, the same power that gives Oob this sort of strength, I would say Kai training would unleash something inside Trunks where he is just surpassing every gate of Super Saiyan 2 as much as he can without transforming, pushing him to levels beyond, where he goes into a state that looks like false Super Saiyan Blue, but is actually just Super Saiyan 2 with Kai training. And since it's kind of like a divine training, it's giving that bluish aura, almost like a reverse Super Saiyan Blue. But again, Trunks has not gone through the rituals, so he is not a Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue officially. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of this. It's going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.